everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am FiddlinJonny, and of course you know this is my fiddle channel, but it's also my magic review channel, and today I am going to review Thy Will Be Done by Alexander Marsh. It is a product release from the 1914. They're kind of killing it over there with some amazing releases these days. But before I get into the review, a lot of people ask about the fiddle tunes and the songs I'm playing. Today I consciously chose this one because it is the bumper music and transitional music that is used in this tutorial. I thought it was really kind of a cool sound because I thought it really fit this product and the tone and temperament of it, so that's how I chose it. And nice job to the 1914 for having just a great job with even picking the music that they put on their dang tutorials. Nice job. So on that one. All right, so what about this one? There are a lot of things that I want to make sure that you know about it and see if this product really fits you and your style. So stick around and we'll get right into it. All right, I'm just gonna say it. I'm grateful that you guys are here. I want you to know that. It means a lot to me. I enjoy doing these reviews and I hope they're helpful. But at the end of the day, it's you who keep showing up and watching these reviews, leaving comments and liking, and it means the world to me. So thank you. All right, I don't want to waste your time, so let's get into Thy Will Be Done. Boy, they're just killing it these days over at the 1914 with doing a lot of just really solid effects and products and priced really well at their price points, and this is no exception. So you're probably wondering, what is Thy Will Be Done? Here's essentially what happens, or what the effect is that you can provide or you can borrow these from your spectator. You're going to need a watch, you're going to need a pen or a Sharpie, and you're going to need a coin. You're going to take the watch, twirl the hands a little bit so folks can see that the hands turn. You're going to turn it upside down, and you're going to ask your spectator to turn the crown on the watch, and at any point when they feel comfortable to go ahead and push it in and stop. So it stops on a time that they can't see or you as the performer cannot see. That watch is then laid on the table face down. From this point, you've also got on the table, you're going to have the pen or Sharpie, and you're also going to have the coin. And your, as the performer, it's basically free will here. Your spectator will choose which of the three objects will be given to the magician, which will be given to the spectator themselves, and which object will remain on the table. The table will always remain the table. And once all of those choices have been done, which are totally free will, or at least feel like there's total free will in those choices, the first reveal is that the card, the tarot card, which I don't know if I mentioned the tarot card at the beginning. The tarot card is introduced at the very beginning, but set to the side, face down. At this point, the tarot card is revealed to show that it mirrors the free will choices that have been made by the spectator. So that in and of itself is a pretty strong effect, but it has a kicker. The spectator is asked what time is on the watch that is on the tarot card, and it turns out that the time on the tarot card matches the exact time that the spectator has on the watch, which they freely turned earlier to stop on whatever time that it stopped on. So it's a really nice sort of strong kicker, and throughout the entire thing, everything feels like there is no sort of forcing by the spectator, that they're forced to make some of the choices. It feels like they totally have free will to make all of the choices. So so it allows you as a performer to, whether you're doing a prediction, premonition, the ability of your spectator to intuit the future, there are really multiple ways in terms of how you can frame this for your spectator, and I think each way is just very powerful with the effect. So, all right, that's what the effect is. What the heck are you going to get? Now, I clearly did not read the small print when I got this and just assumed I was only getting a single tarot card. But I didn't get one single tarot card. I got 2 tarot cards. So you're going to receive 2 tarot cards. One of them is a standard size tarot card, and the other one is a poker size or playing card size card. They're identical, both of them. There's no difference between them other than the size. So those are the 2 cards that you're going to get. I'll put that up there so folks can see the level of detail on this card. I think it's really nice. They're done really well. This is the Magician card, which is, you know, within tarot, one of the standard cards within a tarot card deck. So you're going to get those 2 cards, and then you're also going to get a streaming, not downloadable, but a streaming video. And your streaming video is going to be 36 minutes and 54 seconds in length. So just a little shy of 37 minutes of tutorial. I think one of the things that's really important here is what's not included. And what's not included is you are not going to get a watch with this, and you will need to have a watch in order to perform it. So if your spectator doesn't seem to, if you want to borrow a watch from your spectator, but they don't have the style of watch that's needed for this effect, you will need to have a watch of your own. It's important to know that it'll need to be an analog watch or a watch where you're able to force the time on it. So I think Alexander Marsh did a really nice job in the tutorial, and that the watch he uses in the tutorial cost him 10 pounds that he got at a flea market, it sounds like, or something of that nature. So it doesn't need an expensive watch. You can get a very cheap watch as long as it has a date on it. So, and as long as it shows you whether it's the first day of the month or the 31st of the month, as long as it has that feature, it makes it that much easier to be able to have the watch in play in the way to do the effect that you need to do to be able to do the effect. So, all right, so that's what's not included. Let's talk about how are the instructions. How are the instructions? They're freaking great. Freaking great. It's so nice, especially after my last review, that the tutorial was just horrendous. It's nice to find a tutorial that really is, and I mean it, it's a great tutorial. You'll get everything that you need in the tutorial. You'll get multiple outs. So you'll watch the initial teaser for this, and you'll ask yourself naturally, well, what if the spectator had made different choices? The tutorial covers every single possible outcome and how to manage the choices of your spectator. All extremely simple, not at all difficult to do, and so all of the outs essentially are covered, and covered well in the tutorial. The tutorial is done by Alexander Marsh, the creator of the effect. He's going to do 2 full live performances, one with Louis Laval and one with a gentleman named Simon. Both of those are just a little bit different. The Louis Laval one is the one that you see in the trailer for it. The one that's done with Simon is one that's sort of a jazzed version, or as he calls it, an alternative performance. So you can see different ways in which it might play out, what it looks like, and how those are directed by you as a performer. The quality of it is really good. You can hear everybody. The cameras are tight on the hands where necessary. It is a multi-camera shoot. It's done in a little bit of a dimly lit room. I think that sort of fits stylistically this type of effect and the 1914 vibe overall. So all really good. Let's see. So you're going to get every aspect of what you need in the tutorial. I think the takeaway here is that you'll learn all the multiple ways in which choices are managed in what you do given the choices of your spectator. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about the gimmick. I kind of mentioned it already. They're great. These appear to be good quality stock cards, so they're doable. You get the 2 sizes. If, like any card, eventually a card will wear out, and if you're used to using the larger one, you want to switch to the smaller one, you can just switch to the smaller one, or vice versa. Or maybe you get greater longevity because depending on your performance situation, you use this some of the time and use this other one the other point of the time. So they're great. They're fine. They're sturdy, and they're not really gimmicks. These are props. There's nothing gimmicked about them. Simply you're utilizing a prop. I think one other thing that I would add about these is the back design you have alternative, or I shouldn't say alternative, additional types of performances and effects that you can do based upon the 3 objects. So this essentially has the 3 objects that you would use with your spectator that are in play. But if they didn't exist, you could simply use the ones that are on the back of the card. And they're also designed so that you can do additional routines. And those are talked about in the tutorial, so don't have to worry about like having to try to create something. They'll give you some ideas with what you can do with the backs of the card. All right, so let's talk about what's the skill level. Skill level is beginner on this, and I think what's particularly nice about this, you can watch the tutorial and be performing it within 5 minutes essentially. And I think whether you're a beginner, a hobbyist, or a professional, it is great for every single level out there. And I think the reality is so many people out there are hobbyists who are watching review channels like mine. The truth is, as a hobbyist, you could get this and you will be doing the same types of performances that the pros are doing, that the professionals are doing, that you might see on TV and that sort of stuff. So you're just as strong of a magician no matter where you're at and at what level you're at with this one. So let's talk a little bit about some of what I see the pros are, and I've mentioned a number of them already. It's easy to perform and it's a strong effect. Your cards are great quality. I like the fact that they'll give us 2 cards, so it should last longer, and given the scenario that we're working in, you can make those choices. I like the fact that you can do additional routines given the back design of the cards. And did I mention it's easy? It's super easy. I also like the fact that basically this is a free will demonstration, which is not a new plot in Magic. And so if you have a free will routine that you already do, you know how this essentially is done. But I like that this sort of gives you another way in which to demonstrate the free will plot. And especially if you're a mentalism who likes to work with tarot cards or this style in terms of fit your character, I like that it has, it fits that option for folks like that. I'll also add that it's super affordable, and I'll talk about the cost a little bit at the end. This can be everyday carry. You can carry this smaller poker size one in your everyday wallet, or if you carry small packet tricks with you, it can be everyday carry, some EDC for you there. There's no angle issues in this one. There's no slights. So it's all straightforward in terms of just being able to manage your performance, which is really nice. Everything's examinable in this, so whether it's the beginning or the end, all the objects are examinable. And they might be, you know, for the most part, other than the tarot card, they could all come from your spectator. And if not, some of them come from your spectator or you, or all from you. Doesn't really matter. But the takeaway there is that they're all examinable because nothing is gimmick there. Also, as it's related to, you watch that trailer, you question about what if they make different choices. I will maintain that all of the outcomes, or all of your outs, are all equally strong. So if you're worried about, oh, I think if this happens it wouldn't be as strong, poppycock. All equally strong. So let's talk about what the cons are. I don't really have any cons other than I would say sort of 2 things here. You're going to need to provide your own analog watch. So if you don't have an analog watch and you don't want to spend a lot of money, just go out and get a cheap analog watch. I'll also mention that I'm conscious of this from time to time, and I haven't really mentioned it on the channel, is that if you're a female performer, I think this is slightly better for male performers. I know that some people will say that the magician character on this card is actually rather androgynous, and I think that's true, but if you're a female performer, you may feel, depending on the person, that this feels a little bit too male-oriented in terms of the character for the magician that's portrayed on the card. So it's nice to be maybe an option where it's the goddess magician, or one that is a female magician in terms of appearance. So something to consider for all the female performers out there, something to be aware of. I'm conscious of that as I do these reviews, and that sometimes we're seem to be pretty male dominated, and we probably could do a better job to make sure when we're developing effects, is there a difference based upon gender. All right, those are the cons that I mentioned, and that's really it for me. Who's gonna like this? Mentalist. This is like right down the sweet spot for a mentalist. I think that's who will love this particularly. But if you're a card magician or any other type of magician, and you want to be able to work in some mentalism, it is so easy. They can be part of sort of everyday carry, ridiculously easy, and it might be a nice sort of variety to the effects that you're already performing. So let's talk about the cost. In the United States, it cost me $25 to purchase this. In the UK, if you want to buy it directly from the 1914, it's £20 on their website there. So I think this cost is just a great cost for this effect, for this method. If you don't already know this method, it's all super affordable, and I like the tarot cards that you get with it. All right, that's it. Your takeaways: strong effect, great props, affordable, and easy to do. I think those are really your takeaways here, and I hope that's helpful. All right, if you didn't hit that like button yet, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and leave a comment. I always appreciate hearing from you guys out there, and it's probably one of my favorite parts of this. I do have coming up next, I'm going to be doing Hollywood by Hanson Chan, so stick around for that one. All right, thanks everyone for being here. It's really appreciated. I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.